Well, hello to all you beautiful Aries out there, and thank you for connecting with us today. To those of you who come on regularly, thank you so much. If you have given me some feedback, I hope you got a little tick or a little heart that I usually send. If you didn't, I'm very sorry, but I usually like to go through and have a little look. Thank you so much for all your likes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Because you will receive notifications when Spirit wants to talk to you. Also, we won't be long now. We'll be doing the September star signs, and maybe you'd like to find out what the universe would like to say in relation to giving you guidance. My name is Linda. Many of you know, I'm from Australia, from a beautiful little hinterland, Sunshine Coast hinterland, and I love to hear from you. Thank you, all of you who come on and tell me on your comments where you're from. It's very exciting. I love to see that I get people coming on from all over the world. But this video is for you, Aries. And so Spirit wants to give you some guidance at this initial stage in your life. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the 3 cards from my Oracle deck, and then we'll have a little look. As you know, I love to use the messages from my animal deck, which is always really lovely little messages. And we also have our Letting Go deck from David Hawkins, Dr. David Hawkins. And so we like to have a little look at that as well. But I do also have the numbers deck here with me today, the numbers deck. And this is the new deck that you may have seen this in your shops or whatever, but it's actually a very nice deck. It's got messages through numbers. The only thing is, look at the writing. And you can hardly see it. So when I get that, I have to use this to be able to read it. So you'll have to excuse that, but I've got my glasses on, but the writing on it's a little bit too small. They should have maybe put a little bit more thought into that. Anyway, let's get going. So we're calling my spirit team and ask them, please. So these are the messages that you said you would like to give to Aries at this initial stage in their lives. Whatever day you find this video, Aries, it's because today is the day you're meant to find it. So let's have a little look and see what they want to say to you. We're going to take three cards, and we're going to see what the little story is. Okay. So the first thing we have is the communication card. It's all about important news, about messages, getting messages coming through, text messages, emails, things like that. Are you waiting, Aries, for some communication at the moment? It maybe you're waiting for some, or have you had this news yet? The thing is that what we have got is a little bit of confusion at the moment, and there's a little bit of uncertainty going on. So if you have had this news and it has now left you a little bit uncertain about which path to take, which road to take, maybe there's a need for you to move on. Maybe there's a need for you to take that leap of faith. That maybe the news is also about somebody interstate or overseas. It's very possible. The first thing I need to say to you is this: confusion, uncertainty and doubt are very difficult emotions to go through, aren't they? They're very difficult emotions to go through. I am being told to say to you that right now, Aries, can you just wait and see? Can you just, right now, just wait? Don't take any big steps. Don't really jump in and take any big steps at this initial stage. It might be better if you did wait to see what path does present itself, are the words that I'm being given. What path is going to present itself, because something is going to eventually show you the way. We are in as I say, you may be watching this at a later stage, but at the moment, at this initial date, we are still in a Mercury retrograde, and that is a difficult time for a lot of people. There's no doubt about that. When it comes to moving on, when it comes to taking flight, when it comes to travel, I'm being told to say to you that there's a celebration around all of that. Are you thinking about going on a holiday, or maybe you're thinking about traveling or booking a move or something like that at the moment? Because the plane is moving. It doesn't have to be overseas. It doesn't have to be that. But this is movement. We are getting movement around all of this. And I have got also some big changes. We've got some big changes here for you. So are you, at this initial stage, are you thinking of maybe moving? Look, we've got a lot of joy and happiness coming up in the future. So we've got the January, February period. So whatever you're thinking of doing, January and February will show you the true story. It's all going to come out then. There is, the money card is also around this important news. So if you've been waiting to hear about money, if you're still hanging in there because you're uncertain, the outcome is change, and the outcome is also a celebration. So that's also another good message of what could be going on with you at the moment. We also have your happiness and joy card here about having a little bit more fun. Aries, should you be having a little bit more fun? Should you be going out a little bit more? Should you be getting out there? Should you be moving uh, on from where you are at the moment? Are you feeling stuck? I feel that you're stuck. Some of you, not all of you, I feel that some of you may feel a little bit stuck at the moment, and you're wanting to make change. You know that you need to make change to be happy as well. Because if you're stagnant, or you're in a situation where you're not sure which way to go, you're just hanging around waiting, you're confused and uncertain. Again, that's really stagnation, isn't it? So maybe you're in a bit of a stagnant situation at the moment. And yes, you're with what we have here is we have the Four Pentacles. Again, this is actually sitting underneath this money card too. So maybe there's a little bit of struggle going on around money at the moment, because the Eight of Swords, the swords are all about our mind, as we know. And she's got it. She's tied up. She's blindfolded. And so she's feeling, are you feeling, like this lady here, are you feeling that, I just can't seem to get ahead with my finances here? This is about fears too. Are you fearing some of the things that are going on? Because we also have the children card around that. So some of you, there may be some fears around children, your family. At the moment, initial stage at the moment, you might be worrying about them, wondering, are they going to be all right? I just know that these sorts of things, it's all about what goes on in life, isn't it? And sometimes other people do get into our head or start to affect us on a mental level as well. And I just want you to know that there's some very positive changes around that situation too, if you're going through something like that, and it is involving your loved ones or your family, and there's a lot going on with them as well, then you need to know that there's a lot of changes ahead, and there's a lot of happiness and celebration ahead as well. This is also about your security. He's hanging on to that money like crazy. And maybe you need to hang on to your money a little bit. Maybe you need to be careful. You're being careful at the moment about your money. That he's got the coin at the top of his head there. So think positively about your money. Think positive. Try not to go into the negative around your finances. Try and stay positive. Even Aries, if you are struggling with money, still try if you can to get into that positive. And what I mean by that is, Aries, when we are going through difficult times with money, one of the best ways to change that and to change it into a situation of better times coming, more finances coming, we need to start to think about some of the positive things we need to say to break the negative cycle and bring in abundance. And that is all about your mindset. That's all about thinking positive about your finances, even if today, at this initial stage when you're watching this, even if you're going through a little bit of trouble financially, this is saying to you, just hang on to whatever you've got and just know that there's very positive changes on the way. There's very positive changes on the way. Aries, we all at some stage, feel a bit trapped emotionally, mentally. We feel, we just don't know what to think anymore. Everything is, this. She's all tied up, isn't she? She's sort of feeling like, I don't know. I just can't seem to do anything right. I just don't seem to have any control over what everything that's going on in my life at the moment. I just don't seem to be able to have any control over all the problems that are going on around me, even with the people around me, even if it is, family or children or whatever. This is her feeling that she doesn't have any control over anything. But, that's not really the case. It's just a situation that sometimes we're going through. It's like the Tower. Aries, the Tower card is not a negative card. The Tower tells us that even though we're going through difficult times at the moment, even though this isn't working or that isn't working, um, the Tower tells us, well, you know what, you've got to a certain stage where you're not doing anything, you're just allowing all of this to just stay in play. The Tower comes along and says, you know what, we're going to give you a little bit of a nudge. We're going to change things around you so that change does take place. We have change here, but we also do have, this about maybe you feel that you need to make some changes by moving, or are you thinking of moving? Some of you may be thinking, I really do need to move, but this is about having confidence. Are you lacking confidence about moving? Are you worried about moving? Because you shouldn't be, because if you're thinking about this, if you haven't quite done it yet, what you need to know is that the outcome is very positive here. It's a very positive, especially the payoff here I'm being told to say to you is next January, February on this one. So be the butterfly, make change, transition. The butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Changes, transitions, transformation. In this step, we use this as a 3 to 5 month message. So if you're thinking of traveling, we have positive cards all around it. If you're thinking of moving on, we have positive cards around it. But Aries, you are confused. You're very uncertain, aren't you, about which way should I go? Should I do this? Shouldn't I? And yet the message is yes. Yes, be positive. Be very positive, because it is a good outcome. I know that it's always difficult to make a move. I know it's always difficult. And this is saying just that. It is difficult, isn't it? It's very, we've got this the Three of Swords. And this is just saying that, if you are moving, Aries, if you are moving away from family for your job, or just to get away, or to make a fresh start even, sometimes it can be a little bit heart-wrenching, can't it? Sometimes it can be very difficult. But this is all about healing. This is all about healing as well. This is about, through destruction comes healing, are the words on the bottom there. And sometimes we need to move away from an area or a situation that we're in to heal. So Aries, are you on a healing road here? Are you on a healing path? Because we have this happiness. Joy, celebrate. Oh, we have this happiness, joy, and celebration card that's coming up. And so if you're in a situation where it's a bit hard for me to do this, I'm struggling with this at the moment, because, maybe you've got to leave family behind. Maybe you've been offered a job and it's lots more money and it's fantastic, but it's in another state. So I have to move on to be able to take up the opportunities. And so what this is saying to you is, well, we understand how you're feeling, and it may be difficult to move away from things. However, what's ahead of things here is definitely positiveness. And when it comes to money, there's improvement here. When it comes to money, there's definitely improvement. We've got a lot of improvement in this message for you as well, Aries. I'm being told to say to you, when it comes to money, they would like you to just take your time. Take your time. Don't rush into anything at the moment. So don't rush into anything at the moment. Maybe you just need to hang on to whatever you're thinking of doing right at this initial stage. Just hang in there and wait for better timing. I am being told to say to you to wait for better timing. And we also have, this lady here, she's saying to you, feel a little bit restricted in many ways. You may feel a little bit restricted in many ways, but, this is all about your mindset. This is all about how you're thinking about things at the moment, what's going on in your head. And if it's all about money, if you're worrying about money, you need to know that these changes that are coming, they're going to change your financial situation as well as your life in general. So if you are moving to a new job, moving to a whole new job, if you're worried about leaving family and loved ones behind, that's not an easy choice. However, make that choice. Make whatever choice you feel you need to do for your benefit, especially when it comes to promotions and finance. I feel that this could be a promotion, bringing in more money. And look, it is. This is about being determined. This is about, he's not carrying those wands the way he should be. He's nearly there, but this is somebody he's been gathering up all of these things that he's been working on. He's been working hard at this. He's been putting a lot of time and effort into this. Aries, you could have been working on this for years. It's very possible you're working your way up for years, and it has been a burden if you've been studying or trying to get yourself up the ladder of success, but he's nearly there. He's nearly there. He's nearly arrived at the village. He's just about there. And also, if he was to carry those wands a little bit differently, and so sometimes we carry our burdens the wrong way, don't we? Sometimes if he wrapped them all up, tied them all up, put them over his shoulder, and marched into town with them on his shoulder, it would be a little bit different. So sometimes we have to look at ourselves and how are we handling our burdens? How are we handling them at the moment? Could I be doing things a little bit differently? Could I be handling things a little bit better? Maybe it's do I need to bring a little bit more balance into everything that I'm doing at the moment, Aries? Do you have to bring in a little bit more balance, maybe? And when it comes to temperance, this is all about peace, luck, and patience. This is about being patient. Have you been patient? You've been working hard like crazy, and now it's like, wow, I'm nearly there, but you still feel as though you're not quite there. But you're going to make it. You are going to make it because there's big changes here. There's very big changes. Lots and lots of really great changes on the way to you. So keep persevering. Keep persevering. This is all about excellent prospects. This is all about excellent prospects. This is also, I know there's a lot of emotion going on in this reading. There's a lot of emotion, and also there's a lot of, Aries, changes that are not always easy. Changes are not always easy, even when they are to our benefit, even when they're better for us or the best thing for us. That doesn't mean to say that initially they are easy, because sometimes they're very, very difficult. However, you've got a whole new beginning and a fresh start ahead of you. You've got a whole new beginning here. There's a whole new beginning here. And I know there's a lot of emotion here, but there's also a lot of improvement around your finances. This is about taking risks. This is about taking risks. This is about evaluating. So, Aries, evaluate everything. You've made a choice. So, you've made that choice. And now, I know you're thinking about, well, this is all about me bettering myself financially. And so don't be afraid to take the chance, and that new beginning, allow that new beginning to take over. Don't be afraid to move on. You will adjust. You will adjust to whatever it is you're feeling that you want to do or you need to do at this initial stage. Now, I want to ask Spirit to see what else they would like to say to you when it comes to what's happening in your life at the moment. And so I'm going to go to to our beautiful animal deck, our beautiful animal, a beautiful animal deck, which also gives you some insights into what's going on around you at the moment and how to handle them, how to handle these things. This is such a big deck, my little hands have a bit of trouble. I'm being told to say to you, Aries, don't be afraid to make this move. It's a very important time for you at the moment. It's a very important time. And Aries, my guide is saying, you deserve this. So many of you out there, I feel, have really been working very hard at getting where you're trying to get where you're nearly there. You're trying to get there to get where you go. You want to go. And so look what you've been given. You've been given the lion, the Katanga lion. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful creature? And what is it saying to you, Aries? It's saying, ambition, be ambitious. Also be very wise, and you are wise, so you've got that wisdom, Aries. You are very unique people. You're not silly, you do go over things and you do think things over, Aries, and then you finally allow your wisdom to lead you, which is a good thing. Now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Well, there you go. Are you moving on to a new job? You don't have to be going interstate. The plan is all about moving on. You might be going just to a different department or a different area, or just a new job. But this is saying, now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. And maybe you're being the leader, not just at work, but maybe you're being a leader in life. Maybe you're being a leader or an inspiration to family or friends. It's very possible as well. Don't back away from the spotlight. Don't be frightened to step up. Don't be afraid to shine, Aries. Don't be afraid to be that star. Come out of that little cocoon. Come out into the world. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful, so long as you stay focused upon the big picture. Doesn't that just confirm everything that Spirit has said to you already? So this is what they are saying to you when it comes to your life now. Whatever's going on in your life, Aries, don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to come out into the spotlight. Look how big he is, isn't he huge? Look how powerful he is. Look at that little bush there. That's a tree. Wow. There's a little bird. There's a little bird. There's a little bird on the top of there. And I'm being told to say to you, do not be afraid to fly. Don't be afraid to fly. Like the eagle. Be the eagle. Fly. Please don't be afraid. You may be holding yourself back for some reason. Well, it's not time to do that anymore. Now it's time for you to look at things a little bit differently. And now we have the ram. Another beautiful message from Spirit for you, Aries. Aries, occasionally you may experience clashes with others. That happens, doesn't it? It happens to all of us. And I feel that this has been going on. I'm being told this has been going on now for quite some time for some of you, where there have been these clashes, where these disagreements and you being very frustrated. You're being very frustrated because, Aries, I'm being told that, as you are a leader and you are a wise person. And when people don't listen to you and you have this knowing that what you're saying is correct and they don't listen, it can be very frustrating, Aries, can't it? So I feel that some of you have been going through that too. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can do to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. So this is about, well, look, you can try, Aries, to advise people. You could try and influence. You could try and guide them guide them the way that you can see that would be good for them. But sometimes you might as well be talking to a brick wall. Sometimes we're talking to a brick wall, aren't we? Especially if it's maybe our children. That's very possible. And so, are you prepared to put out that energy and allow it to affect you? They're butting heads. Look, what's the point in butting heads with somebody? There's not much, there's nothing comes of that, is there? Because look, these two, they're butting heads. Look at the electricity that's going on between them. This is the friction that's going on between them. The energy is not really good. So maybe it's time, Aries, for you to step back from that. I'm being told to say to you, um, let them get on with it, maybe. Let them make their own mind up. Let them make their mistakes, because sometimes we have to let people do that. We have to let them sometimes make their own mistakes, don't we? Now, we had the celebration card before, and I remember I said to you that I had this very strong message for you, Aries, about January and February, about a lot of positive change going on there, and also a reason to celebrate. Well, this here, the hummingbird, is all about you have an exciting reason to celebrate. Now, we're talking about now. We're not talking about next January, February. We're talking about today when you're watching this video, Aries, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. So this is about maybe there's some good news coming in. There could be some good news coming in. It's very possible. So this is the Three of Cups in the tarot deck. And this is three, the photo in the tarot deck is, of course, three women all celebrating. And I also know that this is also about growth. This is also about growth. You have an exciting reason to celebrate. Even though they say celebration about weddings, graduations, it doesn't necessarily have to be. This is just good news coming in. Now, before, do you remember we had the messages coming in, emails or text messages or whatever, some news? This is about some good news coming in, something you're going to hear about very, very soon if you haven't already, because I don't know what date you're watching this, but today is the 23rd of August. So if you're watching this, and it's only a matter of a few days ago that I did this, then this could be around you now, but it'll be around you when you're watching, because you'll come to this video and you're meant to. We have to rely on that. My guides and I have to rely, and we know that you will find this video when you're meant to. You will find this video when you're meant to. Now, they also have the dragonfly. The dragonfly. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. And here we're looking at focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. This is about, knowing that you're always being looked after, you're always being watched over. And the universe wants you to know that their intention is to look after you and to guide you. Because as you know, Aries, we do not walk alone. You are not walking alone. The universe has the highest love and attention for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward like the plane. Now, you've been through some tough times with different things in your life, Aries, but it is time to move on. It is time for you to realise that maybe it's time for you to fly, just like the eagle, and look after number one. Aries, are you ready to fly? Are you ready to come out of that cocoon and be who you truly are? This is a beautiful message. Look at the beautiful yellow daisies. Yellow is also about confidence, having the confidence to make a move, moving on from difficult times, moving on from people who are not good for us. Moving on is not always the best thing for everybody else around us, but it's the best thing for us. And I feel that it's very important that you start to, and I know that you are feeling yourself that it's time for you to make these big decisions. So focus upon the fact that the universe has the highest of intentions for you. That's them, their intent. The universe, your guides, the spirit guides, the universe, the angels, Their intention is to get you to where you need to go so that you are confident and as happy as that daisy. And I just got the sun coming through and shining on you through a field of daisies. I just got that vision as well. So this is better times ahead, Aries. Better days ahead, better months and years ahead, because you're making decisions about moving on, moving forward. And here, the dachshund dog. Procrastination and worrying what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. So, well, it doesn't matter what any Aries, what other people think. It doesn't matter. It's not their choice, is it? It's your choice. And we know that sometimes people like to tell us what they think about what we're about to do. And that's human nature. That's the way it is. However, this is not about them. This is about you. If you're torn between your own desires to someone else's, then follow your inner guidance. So if you're worried and still about moving on and leaving those behind, or you're being pressured into putting somebody else before you, you must go into your inner knowing. When we go against our gut instincts, Aries, that's when we make mistakes. I've done it. You've probably done it. We've all done it. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we learn from that. We learn from that. I'm being told that, to say to you, Aries, that some of you know what it's like to make the wrong choice and then it backfires. And then you have to reevaluate again or go through that same experience again. And the second time you probably make the right choice, but you've put yourself through a lot of heartache and upset because you made the wrong choice in the first place. And so in this case here, if you are torn between what somebody else wants, please trust your intuition and know that it's important that you do what's right for you. Finally, what else would Spirit like to say to you, Aries? Take your time. I think you said that before. Take your time here. You've got to take your time. What a beautiful, beautiful message followed by the world. Oh, this is a beautiful message. Aries, you've got renewal, the renewal card, the raccoon. This is number 20 of the major. And you also have the wheel, which I will talk to you about in a moment. So it's time to get clarity about your life purpose and make changes so that you're on the right path. Most divinely suited to you're on the right path that is mostly divinely suited to you. Again, this is about you putting yourself first here. I just know, Aries, there's many that you really have been going through a lot of stuff over the years, and you've got to a stage where I'm actually being shown you drawing a line in the sand. And that line represents barriers. And it's like, oh, I'm moving away from this, I'm moving away from that, and I'm drawing the line in the sand. I'm going to start to learn how to put barriers up so that I put myself first for a change. Because all of the years that I have put myself first hasn't really been very beneficial for my health emotionally and physically. Forgive what has been without judgment. Forgive what has been without judgment. No point in going back all the time, Aries, and this happened and that happened and he did this and she did that and they did that. There's no point. Forgive what has been without judgment. Let it go and fearlessly embrace that what's to come. This is letting go of what has been. There's no point, darling. There's no point, Aries, in us hanging on to what has happened and what we've been through. There's no point. We do it, but we eventually, we draw that line. Also, when it comes to our own thoughts, we say, I'm not going to think like that anymore. I'm going to let this go because it's not doing me any good. There's no point. I'm just wasting my energy, but I'm wasting my good energy. I'm wasting my good shining light on something that's happened. I can't change it. It's happened. So why would I hang on to it? And now I'm going to embrace, Aries, embrace what's to come. Embrace what's on its way to you. And finally, this beautiful, beautiful 21, the World card. Look at the beautiful shepherd dog. They're a beautiful breed. This is the final message from this spread for you, and then we will have a little look at the letting go cards. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lesson life offered you with grace and courage. Be courageous, be gracious, let it go. Congratulations on drawing that line. That's the best thing you can do. We need to put boundaries up, especially when we're moving away from something and moving forward. We have to say, well, this is a new life for me. I'm going to change now in how I think about things and how I handle things. And I'm going to put boundaries up. I'm only going to draw in like-minded, loving, caring people like myself. Aries, you are very loving people. Even though you're ruled by the God of War, you are very accepting of others. You are not judgmental of anybody, no matter where they come from. You always sacrifice. Aries, there's many of you out there who've made so many sacrifices, and I'm being told far too many for your own good. It's time, darlings, to draw the line and move on. Be proud of what that you're doing. Be proud of the fact that you're finally doing this. Courage is not always easy. It's not always easy to be a courageous lion, but when we are, even if we go against our soft little marshmallow heart because we're being hurt or we're being taken for granted or whatever, when we finally become the lion and do it, it's better for us on an emotional level and also a physical level. And what I mean by that is, Aries, our emotions, everything that we think that's affecting us mentally, emotionally, also affects us physically. That is a well-known fact, mind, body, soul. And so if you're thinking about all the things you've been through, if you're thinking about what's been going on, if you're still hanging on to the past, if you're, if your desires and someone else's, you must follow your inner guidance. If you're listening to others, it's time for you to just listen to your own inner guidance. Listen to Spirit who walks with you and guides you. Let's have a little look at what our guide would like to give you when it comes to letting go. This is a lovely deck. It is a deck really of affirmations about what you are letting go of, but it does give some very nice messages. It really is a beautiful deck. There's no doubt about that. So let's have a little look at what she wants to give you today. Let's see what the affirmation is too. So notice and accept what you're feeling. Note and accept what your feelings are about a situation or this is going on, and then proceed to clear them as a priority rather than indulge in emotionally. So it's time to process everything, what you're going through at the moment, your feelings about any situation, Aries, that you're going through, and then proceed to clear them, okay? Clear them out. Clear them as a priority. So it's a prioritize. I want to get all that negative stuff. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to put my energy to that anymore. There's no point. And then, and that, rather than indulging in emotionally, rather than do that, just clear them out. Go within yourself and acknowledge negative feelings as they arise. So don't try not to hang on to all this stuff, because eventually you're really going to have to let it go. Let them come up without suppressing them and without venting them. Then shift your attention from the feelings to someone else or something else. Let the feelings be there and let them go. So this is about when something crops up, Aries, when things come, if things are coming back from the past all the time and haunting you with your thoughts, process it. Ask yourself, why am I allowing this to still come back? Maybe I haven't let it go yet. Maybe I need to let it go. I need to replace it with something else. One of the best ways to look into it, to get rid of a negative, is very often is to think about the positive. Think about the positive side of it. And what I mean by that is, if you've just come out of a nasty relationship or bad job or whatever, or situation with some friends have treated you badly, whatever the emotion whatever's caused this, and it turned into a toxic situation. Very often, one of the best ways to get through that is to look at what was positive in it, because there's always a lesson in everything that we go through that causes us to be emotionally involved, either positive or negative. And if you can say, Aries, well, that's what I learned from that. That's the good stuff. That's how it's easy to let it go, because you're okay. That was a horrible outcome. That was a terrible ending. But look at all the stuff I did learn from this, all the positive stuff. Sometimes it's good to write it down. By writing it down, not computerized, or writing it down with a pen and paper, the positives. Write down the positives. Then you look and you think, well, now I know why I went through that. Now I know maybe why I allowed that experience in my life, because maybe that's what I needed to learn. The one card that keeps coming up at me is this. Aries, you're not a lion, but you are within. You are a beautiful, powerful person within. And you have the capability to do whatever your heart desires. So please do that. Please do that. Feel proud of yourself that you've had the courage to do that. This is the World card. Sometimes we do feel as though we're going around in circles, but at the end of the day, the world opens its up to us. Allow yourself to be open to the world and what there is out there. Come out of that cocoon and enjoy your life. I hope these messages have helped, but we want to go to the final one, which is this beautiful numbers deck, Aries. So this is a deck that I just recently came across. I do love the messages on it. However, as I said before, oh, what a beautiful message. Oh, wow. This has just confirmed so much for you, Aries, today. Oh boy, oh boy. New beginnings. Look how tiny the writing is. And so, this is what it's saying to you. Your energy is fertile and brimming with potential. This is all about new beginnings. This is just a wonderful message. Ready to bring forth new creations. Each moment presents us with the opportunity to embrace our true essence and nurture growth in every aspect of our existence, Aries. Let your spirit soar like the eagle, like the plane, like we were told before, and find joy in every step, for there is a miracle in every new beginning. Oh, what a beautiful message, Aries. Final message from those in the spirit realm who wanted to talk to you today. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. If you would like to give us a like, to let us know. If you would like to give us some feedback, we always go through and have a little look at the little messages that we get and the feedback that we get, and we really appreciate all of them. We really do. And I try very hard not to miss anybody. And I like to send a little tick, or what I just tick on the little heart, just to let you know that I have actually read your message. And so, Aries, soar like an eagle. If you would like to receive other notifications of when I do your star signs each month, which will be coming up soon. Another week or so, they'll probably get released. If you would like to receive all of my videos that we do, then please hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of our family, and and we would be very grateful, as it does help us to grow. Aries, take care. All our love. Till next time. Bye bye for now.